My dear students, good morning. Today, under the unit Solutions, I am going to cover elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point. I am Dr. R. Gunasekaran, Professor of Chemistry, who is taking class for you. First, let me concentrate on elevation of boiling point. Last class, I have discussed a relative lowering of vapor pressure to determine the molecular weight, which is a colligative property. So, this elevation of boiling point is also a colligative property from which we are going to determine the molecular weight. First, let us define what is boiling point, then we will go for elevation of boiling point. Boiling point of a liquid is the temperature at which its vapor pressure becomes equal to atmospheric pressure. Please follow. Boiling point of a liquid is the temperature at which its vapor pressure becomes equal to atmospheric pressure. For example, water, the boiling point is 100 degree. Kindly follow. Now, liquids having relatively lower vapor pressure will have higher boiling point and vice versa. So, boiling point and vapor pressure are interrelated. Lower vapor pressure will have higher boiling points. Higher vapor pressure will have lower boiling points. This is the characteristic of any volatile liquids. Now, at 20 degree, water is equal to the pressure is 2.3 Kelvin the kilopascal. Alcohol is 5.95 kilopascal, the value of the corresponding vapor pressure. Now, continuation of under the elevation of boiling point, let me say give informations when a non-volatile solute, kindly follow, normally solid, non-volatile solute is dissolved in a volatile solvent. The boiling point of the solvent will be raised. Kindly follow. When a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a volatile solvent, the boiling point of solvent will be raised. This phenomenon is known as elevation of boiling point and is a direct consequence of lowering of vapor pressure. This fact can be understood as follows. So, whenever a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a volatile solvent, so originally you measure the vapor pressure of solvent, then add a known quantity of solute, though automatically what will happen now, the vapor pressure of the solvent will be decreasing, so that the boiling point will be increasing. So, boiling point of solution will be greater than boiling point of the pure solvent. This is called elevation of boiling point. So let me explain with the diagram you can see here. So now to understand the elevation of boiling point, consider here vapor pressure is plotted against temperature for a solvent and a solution. Take a known solvent AB is a curve plotted vapor pressure of a solvent starting with A at particular temperature and going up to a temperature the T0. Kindly follow. So here P0 is the vapor pressure. We have already discussed. In this case, we are interested only T0, vapor pressure of pure solvent. The same way, after dissolving a known quantity of solute in non-volatile solute in solvent, now it becomes solution. So vapor pressure decreases. Kindly follow. The vapor pressure decreases shown by CD. So vapor CD is lower than AB, so it decreases. And corresponding the vapor pressure is, correspondingly it is P, kindly follow. The temperature again it is increasing, boiling point also increasing, whereas the vapor pressure is decreasing, kindly follow. Vapor pressure is decreasing whereas boiling point is increasing. This is called elevation of boiling point. Kindly follow. Now, the vapor pressure of pure solvent and the solution increases with increasing temperature. Both solvent and solution, you have seen already A, B and C, D, both increases with increasing temperature. The vapor pressure of solution will be lower than that of pure solvent at any given temperature that you can see here in the diagram. Kindly follow. So below is the temperature. You take any temperature. This is temperature 1, let us say. So vapor pressure of solution is always lower than that of A. You take here T0. Again, you can take anywhere. The vapor pressure is always lower. Kindly follow. Solution is lower. Now, thus, if T, capital T is the boiling point of solution and T naught is the boiling point of pure solvent, then I can define elevation of boiling point as follows. Elevation of boiling point is defined as the difference between boiling point of a solution and the boiling point of pure solvent. That is delta TB equal to T minus T naught. What is delta TB? Elevation of boiling point. What is T? It is the boiling point of the corresponding solution. T naught, the boiling point of pure solvent. So this difference we will always call elevation of boiling point. Delta TB. Kindly follow. Now, according to Raoult's law, elevation of boiling point is directly proportional to molality of the solution. This is the most important statement of Raoult's law. Elevation of boiling point, the delta TB is directly proportional to molality. We know the definition of molality. What is molality? Number of moles of solute present in 1 kilogram of solvent is called molality. Small m. Please follow. So now the first one we have used mole fraction. Now in this case we are using molality. Kindly follow. Now our aim is we have to determine the molecular weight from the elevation of boiling point. We know elevation of boiling point is directly proportional to molality according to Raoult's law. So this is we have taken from equation 1. So in order to equate, I am putting a constant Kb, small kb. So delta Tb equal to small kb into m. What is Kb? A proportionality constant. A proportionality constant. So I am giving a name for this one. What is Kb, a constant? Here Kb is the characteristic of any solvent and it is called molar boiling point elevation constant. Please follow. Kb, it is called molar boiling point elevation constant or ebullioscopy constant. So this value is constant for particular solvent. For example, water, you have to memorize always 0.52 for water. It is a constant value. Kb for water is 0.52. This should be memorized. Okay. Now I will give the molar boiling point elevation constant. I will define now. What way? Molar boiling point elevation constant or ebullioscopy constant may be defined as the elevation of boiling point of 1 molar solution. How you can define this? Kindly follow here. In this case, if m equal to 1 in the equation, what is Kb? Kb equal to elevation of boiling point. That is the statement given very clearly. Kindly follow. For 1 molar solution, Kb equal to delta Tb. That is we are giving here. Molar boiling point elevation constant, ebullioscopy constant may be defined as elevation of boiling point of 1 molar solution. If m equal to 1, Kb equal to delta Tb. Or I can define in another form, same elevation of boiling point. The molar boiling point elevation constant or ebullioscopy constant may be defined as the elevation of boiling point when 1 gram molecular weight of solute, 1 gram molecular weight of solute, that is 1 mole, is dissolved in 1 kilogram of solvent. 1 kilogram of solvent, that is called elevation of boiling point. Kindly follow. Therefore, now we can take from the equation 2 that is delta TB equal to KB into M. Delta TB, elevation of boiling point, KB, molar elevation boiling point, elevation of boiling point, then M molality. But we know from the definition, M equal to N2 by 1, number of moles present 1 kilogram of solvent. So, therefore, let me substitute here, delta TB equal to KB into N2 by W1. So, this is the most important equation. So, thus, elevation of boiling point is a colligative property. Why? Because any property which depends on number of the particles of the solute, we'll call it as colligative property. Here N2 nothing but M2 by capital M. So it depends upon the mass, the number of moles, kindly follow, particles. So number of particles it is. Therefore it is a colligative property. Delta TB depends on N2, so it is a colligative property. Therefore, here I can now rearrange this again the equation by substituting the N2 value, N2 equal to M2 by capital M2 into W. So, kindly pause, because I have already pointed out, N2 equal to M2 by capital M2. Kindly follow. Capital M2. Small m2, mass of the solute, capital M2, molecular weight of the solute. Kindly follow. Now, I will rearrange this equation because my aim is to determine the molecular weight of a given unknown solute, non-volatile solute. So M2 equal to Kb by delta Tb into M2 by W1. So this is the final equation for our the requirement to determine the molecular weight of given unknown solute, non-volatile solute. So what we know, suppose we are taking water, Kb known, we are taking a known amount of solute, we know taking the known amount of solvent, we know W1, everything is known. So delta Tb we have to measure. After measuring delta Tb, substitute this equation, we can determine the molecular weight of the given unknown non-volatile solute. So let me go now. How to measure delta Tb? Kindly follow. So delta Tb can be measured with the help of FG-Cottrell method. FG-Cottrell method. Determination of elevation of boiling point. While measuring boiling point of any solution, the thermometer is usually placed in the liquid, inside the liquid, and not in the vapor. So, in the ordinary cases, as a result, there is possibility of serious error due to superheating. So, it will not give accurate boiling point. So, for that, a special apparatus was used by FG-Cottrell. Here, the thermometer T is placed above the surface of the boiling liquid in A, and bubbles formed at the thick platinum wire B force a stream of liquid and vapor to flow through the funnel over the thermometer bulb. So, thermometer is thus covered with its vapor. So, now only it gives correct temperature, boiling point of the corresponding solvent or solution. Kindly follow. So, see here, the temperature recorded thus represents the true boiling point. Kindly follow. The side tube C leads to a condenser and sheath D prevents the cold condensate from reaching the thermometer, so it will not affect the temperature of thermometer. So now you see the apparatus, then you can understand now. Kindly follow. This is the apparatus. Kindly follow. So it is a bottle-like, graduated. Inside there is an inverted funnel. Kindly here, inverted funnel is there. And there is, and the end of the funnel, it is divided into this way. Kindly follow. It is going like this. So inside here, thermometer is there. Kindly follow in the diagram. So this is the thermometer. So it is now inside here. Kindly follow. it is coming this is the actually inverted funnel. Can you follow? The inverted funnel, so the end, it will be like this. So what will have the vapors when there is when you are boiling a solvent or solution, the vapors will go inside through these two and touches the thermometer. So it will give accurately the temperature of the pure solvent or solution. This is the special apparatus used by FG Cottrell. Kindly follow. This is given connected to a condenser so that vapor will not escape and will come back again. So when it is coming back, it is cooled, so it should not touch the thermometer. So this is the sheath. This is the sheath it is used. This is the inverted funnel. So let me come back now. Kindly follow. In the precision work, the boiling points of solvent and solution should be determined simultaneously. Immediately. First you are doing solvent, then you are doing solution. At the same temperature and pressure you have to do, so as to avoid the error due to possible changes in the atmospheric pressure. So at the same atmospheric pressure you have to measure both T0 and T. That is the most important condition of this one. So let me come back to the procedure. The apparatus used here consists of graduated boiling tube, and an inverted funnel is placed inside the tube. I have shown you already. A known weight of solvent W1 gram is first placed in the boiling tube and the liquid is allowed to boil. When the liquid starts boiling, it pumps a stream of liquid and vapor over the bulb of the thermometer. So now thermometer held in a little above the liquid. Thus, the bulb is covered with a thin layer of boiling liquid which is in equilibrium with vapor. So the boiling point is noted as T0 for pure solvent. Then the vapors of the liquid is cooled with the help of water condenser. Then a known weight of solute, say W1 gram, and is added in the boiling tube through the side tube. And the boiling point of solution is noted as before as T. So T0 is the boiling point of pure solvent, T is the boiling point of pure solution measured at the same atmospheric pressure. From these two readings, the molecular weight of given unknown solute can be determined as follows. Can you follow? The difference between the two boiling points gives the elevation of boiling point, that is T minus T0, elevation of boiling point. Knowing the mass of solute, W grams, the mass of the solvent, W1 gram, and ebullioscopic constant Kb, we know for solvent, it will be available in the literature for each solvent. For water, it is 0.52. The molecular weight of given unknown solute, M2, can be calculated as follows using the following equation we have already shown. So this is the final equation you have to apply. So Kb, it is known for a solvent. M2, that is, we'll say we are adding the solute. W1 is the amount of liquid taken, and M2, it is the unknown molecular weight we have to determine. Kindly follow. This is the most important information. Kindly follow. This is the determination of elevation of boiling point. Next, I will go for depression of freezing point. This is another colligative property from which we can also determine the molecular weight of given unknown non-volatile solute. Before going for depression of freezing point, let us define what is freezing point. Freezing point of a liquid is defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to vapor pressure of the corresponding solid. Kindly follow. The freezing point of a liquid is defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to vapor pressure of the corresponding solid. Just see here the diagram. So here vapor pressure is plotted versus temperature. Kindly see here, that is Cb, it is the pure solvent, Then again BD, again pure solvent. So it is coming here. Then when you add a known amount of non-volatile solute, it will become solution. Now what will happen now? Automatically vapor pressure will be less. So it is ED, it is the solution, vapor pressure of the curve of the solution. So they are meeting at a point now. So now we are noting the temperature. This is the temperature of the freezing mixture. So this is the temperature of freezing pure solvent. Kindly follow. So pure solvent is always greater than T naught is always greater than T. That's why we are always saying now, that is here. Kindly follow. T naught is always greater means, so the final will be always kindly same. T naught is always greater than, that means T is less than T naught. That means I can say here that it is the depression of freezing point, degrees of freezing point. Kindly follow. Now, when a non-volatile solute is dissolved in a volatile solvent, the freezing point of solvent is lowered. Kindly follow. There, elevation of boiling point, here the depression of freezing point. The freezing point of a solution is therefore lower than that of pure solvent. Here, T naught is the freezing point of solvent and T is the freezing point of a solution. So this phenomenon is known as depression of freezing point, which may be defined as the difference in freezing point of solvent and the solution. Because T naught is greater than T, so I can now take the difference between T naught and T, that is delta TF. The difference of freezing point delta TF, according to Raoult's law, is directly proportional to molality of the solution. So equation 1 we have now, the delta TF is equal to proportional to molality of the solution. So what I will do now, so in order to, I will equate this equation to remove the proportionality constant. So difference of freezing point directly proportional to molality of solution we have seen already. So in order to equate, I am putting a constant Kf, proportionality constant, so that I am getting now delta Tf is equal to Kf by m. What is Kf? Proportionality constant, or I will simply get molar depression freezing point constant. Kindly follow. So now I can say now here Kf is the characteristic of solvent and is called molar freezing point depression constant or cryoscopic constant. Kindly follow. In this case, cryoscopic constant, and Kf for water is 1.86 for water. Kindly follow. So one important information, just I want to give you, my dear student, kindly follow. Elevation, boiling point, so it is greater, elevation is greater, the value it is 0.52, water is low. Then this is depression, it is greater, the value it is greater. Kindly follow. You remember like this. Elevation value low, depression value high. Just remember, because 0.52 and 1.86 will be in your memory, but you will be getting sometimes confused. So in order to remember this, I am giving this guideline. For elevation, higher means you lower value, lower means higher value. You remember like this. Okay. Now I can define molar freezing point depression constant or cryoscopic constant may be defined as the depression of freezing point of 1 molar solution. As usual, we know already delta Tf is equal to Kf into m. When n equal to 1, nothing but Kf equal to delta Tf. That is the statement. Or the other way also I can define. The molar freezing point depression constant or cryoscopic constant may be defined as the depression of freezing point when 1 gram molecular weight of solute, that is 1 mole, is dissolved in 1 kilogram of solvent. 1 kilogram of solvent. This is the most important. Kindly follow. So as usual, as in the case of elevation of boiling point, we have to proceed same method. Delta Tf equal to K of M. So substitute the value of M equal to N2 by Kw. Therefore, delta Tf is equal to Kf into N2 by W1. That means delta Tf depends on the number of particles. So, the depression of freezing point is a colligative property. So we have proved relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. We have proved elevation of boiling point is a colligative property. Now we are saying depression of freezing point is also a colligative property because it depends on number of particles of the solute but not on the nature of solute. So let me substitute now the value of N2. I can get this equation. Since N2 equal to M2 by capital M2, so delta Tf equal to Kf into M2 by small m2 by capital M2 W1. What are these? This is mass of the solute, molecular weight of the solute. This is the weight of solvent in kilogram. Kf, that is the 1.86, correspondingly delta Tf that we have to calculate. Kindly follow. Now, so this equation I am rearranging for my convenience because my aim is I want to calculate M2. So bring M2 here and then delta Tf here. So M2 equal to Kf by delta Tf into M2 by W1. So I know Kf, a known solvent, there is a value constant. M2 I am adding, so I know the value. I am taking a known quantity of solvent, I know the W1. So only thing is I have to measure delta Tf. Now delta Tf can be measured by the thermometer, Beckman thermometer. It's a special thermometer used. It is not an ordinary thermometer, it's a special thermometer used for the determination of freezing point. The difference of freezing point is determined by Beckman method. Beckman, the name of the person, thermometer will call Beckman thermometer. So what are the apparatus here we are going to using? We are going to use the Beckman thermometer, then freezing tube, guard tube, stirrer and wide vessel, inner vessel, etc. we are using. Just see, this is the Beckman thermometer. You must know this difference from other thermometer, ordinary thermometer. So in this thermometer, it is started from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kindly follow. And the other side again starting from again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the speciality of this Beckman thermometer? Inside there is mercury. So this thermometer we have to use to measure only the difference in depression of freezing point. It will not measure the actual freezing point. Please follow. It will not measure the actual freezing point of solvent, actual freezing point of solution. It will measure only the difference between these two. So what is the initially we have to do now? We have to set up this Beckman thermometer. What way? Suppose whatever solvent you are taking, you take that solvent and put it inside that solvent, allow to cool. So what will happen now? Automatically the mercury from the top will come below. So when it is coming here, now let's slightly give a slight jerk there so that the mercury in the center thermometer will break. So here this mercury will come down, this mercury will go upward. Kindly follow. So now you know the reading here. So what is it will be in terms of 1.01 or 2.05 like that it will be. You can have the reading. Kindly follow. So this is you have set up the apparatus. So first you have to take a known solvent, freezing, we put it inside and freeze it to a particular temperature until it is going to freezing point, and then you have to just give a slight what you can call it as slightly heat on the thermometer. So thermometer inside will break. So the top layer will go upward, bottom layer will come down, and it will be in the between 0 and 6 it will be there. Kindly follow. Each division 1 and 2 again subdivided into 10 division. Kindly follow. So that is the importance of that. So before using the thermometer, we have to set up the Beckman thermometer. So this is the actual vessel we are going to use. What are they? Let me explain. There is a inner tube. Kindly follow the inside. This is the inner tube. There is inner tube. Outside there is the outer tube. So outer boiling tube like another also inner tube, but inner tube having a side tube to the mouth we are having introducing the Beckman thermometer, and inside this the inner tube we are taking a known solvent, and along with a stirrer also is there. Kindly follow. So the entire arrangement, that is inner tube plus outer tube, both we can place in a beaker containing freezing mixture, that is ice and sodium chloride. This is the setup we have to. Okay, let me please have this is in mind. Now come follow me now. Let me explain. A known weight of solvent, kindly follow, W1 gram, is placed in the inner tube A and cooled slowly with stirring. The movement of mercury in the Beckman thermometer is noted. I told you already, by placing cool slowly with the stirring, the movement of mercury in the Beckman thermometer is noted. Noted means when it is coming down slight, you just knock this thermometer, it will break. That temperature, the level, you note it as some reading. It is the freezing point of the pure solvent. Kindly follow. Now, the temperature drops steadily when you are cooling and reaches a level below that of freezing point of the solvent. Then, as the crystallization, when the solution gets crystal, that is when solvent gets crystallized, as the crystallization of solvent begins, the temperature shoots up and remains steady. The steady temperature is recorded as T0. That is the freezing point of the pure solvent. Kindly follow. This is not a true freezing point of the solvent. Please follow. If you measure by ordinary thermometer, it will be different. But this is the special apparatus giving only to measure the difference of freezing point only we are. So that this here in this case, T0 we are measuring by this method. Now, the tube, inner tube is taken out of the freezing mixture along with the outer tube. The solvent is again melted in a water bath. That inner tube, you just along with outer tube, just melt in a water bath. So inside crystal will become liquid now. Cool it. And now, a known weight of solute, M2 gram, is added through the side tube into the solvent, through the side arm, and is into the inner tube, and is allowed to dissolve with the stirrer. It should be completely dissolved. Now it becomes solution. Now the freezing point of the resulting solution T is determined in the same way as before. Again you fix the inner tube over the outer tube, and outer tube you get placed again in the freezing mixer. You repeat the procedure. What will happen now? On cooling, slowly the mercury level going down. Then after reaching a particular level, after crystallization, suddenly it moves up and stop. You note that reading. That reading is called T, the freezing point of the resulting solution. So now you know T0 with the pure solvent. You know T with the solution. This is solvent. This is solution. So now we know delta TF can be calculated. Kindly follow with the help of Beckman thermometer. The difference between the two freezing points gives the depression of freezing point. Here T0 is greater than T. Knowing the mass of M2 solute, the mass of solvent W1, and the cryoscopic constant Kf, the molecular weight of given unknown non-molecular solute M2 can be calculated as the formula as follows. This is the formula we have already derived. That is M2 equal to Kf into M2 divided by delta Tf into W1. Kindly follow. So delta Tf we are measuring. So substitute the value. From that we can determine the molecular weight of the given unknown solute, the non-volatile solute. Kindly follow. So this is the most important. So we have come to the conclusion, my dear students. So today class, I have seen two things. One is elevation of boiling point, I have discussed. Another is depression of freezing point, I have discussed, from which both are they are colligative properties, from which we are determining the molecular weight of a given unknown non-volatile solute. So my dear students, those who are watching my channel Neat Chemistry by Dr. R. Gunasekharan in YouTube for the first time, please click like and press subscribe button to motivate me. For the students who are waiting for entrance examination, that is NEET entrance examination will be conducted by Government of India, that is +2 studying students and +2 completed and waiting for repeaters, we call waiting as a repeaters. For you and also for +1 students, I am having some 3 important features regarding for our site vetri.s. So you can, using our website vetri.s, you can easily score 600 plus without any difficulty. So all features, what are the features we have? Let me explain, kindly follow me. So we are running a coaching center, Vetri Coaching Center in Pondicherry for the last 21 years. And if you go to the home page of the vetri.s site, you can have all the evidences. Every year we are sending 15 to 20 students to Jippan Medical College and 150 to 200 students to other medical colleges we are sending. And hundreds of students are joining the engineering colleges. Very few students are joining IIT. Also, in the year 2003, R. Srinivasa Raghavan, one of our students from Vetri in 2003, got All India first rank in JIPMER. At the time, NEET was not there. Kindly follow. This is our achievement even in 2003. All our professors who are handling classes are with PhD degree and teaching in BSc and MSc level and experience to 20 to 30 years in this IIT and in medical coaching. Kindly follow. So, the 3 important features of vetri.s I want to give. First feature, kindly follow. We have 200 video lesson, 200 unit test we have. First, let me discuss about the video lesson, 200. So, all the 4 lessons, there is botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, all totally we have given 200 video lessons depending upon the chapter, unit, size. And the professors who are having PhD degree and experience to 20 to 30 years have taken the class and the recorded video lessons are given. It is not like other video. It is, you can see the teacher, you can see what he is writing on the board. Even the teacher is standing in front of the board will not, board can be seen by you because 2 different cameras were used for that. It's a special technique we have applied in our site. Kindly follow in our program. So, suppose you want to note any formula, any definition, any diagram, any table or form, please touch the video, it will stop. You know the informations. Then touch again, it will run. So you can view any number of times the lesson. There is no limit at all. You can open any lesson any number of times. Then the second most important is, kindly follow, 200 unit test. 200 unit test. What is unit test? So for example, in this case solution. So in this case solution, actually you know already in the solution, there are 4 important colligative properties we are going to give now. One is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Another is elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point, and we are going to see osmotic pressure. So from all these things, additional to solution, again, ideal, non-ideal solution and abnormal colligative property, all informations. So whatever question asked in these topics from 20 years of IIT question papers, 20 years of AIMS, AFMC, MSET Andhra, AIPMT, Delhi, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry question papers are used here in the unit test. You can ask me, what is the advantage of using previous year question paper? We have observed for the last 6 years of NEET entrance examination, we have seen that 75 to 80 questions, same questions repeated. Same questions repeated. That means Vetty Daughters giving you 300 plus marks for you. And if you are a good student and brilliant, hard work, you can get easily 300 plus. So you will get 600 to 700 marks you will get. By getting this mark, you will come to the All India rank and you can join anywhere you like, either medical Jipmer or AIMS or Vellore, anywhere you can join. That is the advantage. Kindly follow regarding this test. Okay, let me give one more information. Coming for the test, how to write the test of hours, Vetty Daughters. So there is a menu called attempt menu is there. If you enter into test, the unit test, unit name will be there, unit name, and that whatever unit you want, you just click that unit, attempt will be there, attempt. Then immediately a window will open. It will give information. This unit contains 45 questions. Each question carries 4 marks. Correct answer 4 marks, wrong answer -1 awarded. Are you ready? Then if you say okay, click, immediately question number 1 will open. Question number 1 will open. Option A, option B, option C, option D you can see. And below there are 3 menus and also another menu having this. So center is complete. This you have to press only after completing the entire all the questions. Then second right side, it is the next, it is indicated. Here this is a reverse will be indicated. So next you have to use for going upward, reverse you have to go for a reverse, backward. Then here 1 to 45 questions will be in yellow color. So after clicking attempt, you are seeing like this. Kindly follow. Suppose you are reading the questions and you assume A is the correct answer, you click. When you click, immediately the number 1 question number in yellow color is changed to green color. And second question will be changed to blue color. All the remaining will be yellow color. So what is the advantage is, when we are clicking, you can see directly which question you are clicking, which is not clicking, everything you can see. Whatever number which is not there in yellow color, that means you have not attempted. Whatever is in the green color, it is you already cleared, ticked. This is the idea it will give. Okay. Right, here I want to give one information for students who want to write for All India Entrance Examination. This is specifically for students who are studying +2 and repeaters. Kindly follow. In the NEET examinations, you have to go for 3 steps you have to follow. One is botany, zoology, chemistry, physics. 3 steps you have to. First step, you start from question number 1, go question number 2. Last year question number is increased from 180 to 200. This year we have no idea. So let us assume again 200 questions. So attempt to only known questions. If I read the question, if it is 100% no, tick. So go up to 200. So first step over. Then second step, again start from botany. Any question you have not ticked, probably the same provision will be given there. You can see there. So what you can do now? Now any difficulty theory question, think twice or thrice. If it is, you believe that it is 80% it is correct, put a tick mark. If it is less than 40%, don't click. So go up to 200. The third step, go for problems of chemistry and physics. Normally physics will be more problem, chemistry will be only 1/3 of will be a problem. Only in physical chemistry there will be problems. Kindly follow. So how to attend this question now? So apply this suitable formula, your suitable units, and multiply or divide whatever is do. Finally you compare the answer with your option there in the question. If the answer you are getting from the calculation and it coincides any one of the options A, B, C, D, then put a tick mark. If it is not coinciding, please leave the question, go to the next problem. So this is the way you have to proceed. My dear students, the most important the advice is, it is not necessary to attend all the 200 questions. Please have it in mind. If you attend wrong question, the losing will be more. So even 180 question, if you are able to attend, you attend only 180. Suppose 150, you attend only 150. So 150 into 4 means automatically 600. There is no loss. Please follow. This is the most important information. Now let me come for our Vetri.in site, because we are giving training to how to attend for NEET Government of India. So here we are having a provision which is not available in any other online coaching. That is, after attending all the 200 questions, now you press complete. Press complete, immediately a window will open. In the window, you will have, you can see the marks 160 by 180. 45 into 4, it is 180. So 160 out of 180 you are getting. That means 20 marks you are losing, means 4 questions you have done mistake. So if you want to see that doubt question, there is easy method is there. There is a menu called review menu next to the mark. You press review, immediately a window will open. A window will open. So question number 1 will open. Option A, option B, option C, option D. Then correct answer is given in yellow color. Correct answer. Then there is a video solution will be there. Video solution heading below, there is a video. So your answer, suppose you have clicked A, means A will be in blue color. Correct answer will be in yellow color. Kindly follow. If both are same, that means you are correct. Both are different, you are wrong. Kindly follow. This facility is not available in any other online coaching center in India. And another important thing is the video. If you want to know the answer, click video. Video will run. That means teacher, the professor who are handling the classes, the concerned subject, will speak on the board. He will be standing on the board, and the question paper on the board, the key on the board, everything will be there. So he will explain each question, read the question, and tell which topic it is asked, which subtopic it is asked, what is the formula you have to apply, what is the definition, what is the diagram you have to use, what are the differences in terms, everything he will explain. So 10 to 15 minutes the video will run. So this video solution is not available in any online coaching center in India. Kindly verify by going and verify. It is available only in Vetri.in. That is the important feature. Please follow. The most important is ours is low cost. Even a poor people can afford the, only we are collecting 10,000 rupees per year. Per year, only 10,000 rupees per year we are collecting for all the 4 subjects. So how to pay, whereas others are collecting in lakhs. So how to pay 10,000? Pay 10,000 rupees in the name of Santi, Director of Vetri Coaching Center, in Indian Bank, account number 71271947, IFSC code IDIB000P134. And after paying, send your proof along with your send your proof and contact my number immediately, 98941 Within 5 minutes you will be connected by giving a secret code number. The secret code you have to use to open our site. It will be you working for 1 year. Kindly follow. So dear students, if you are seeing this video, kindly share this information to your friends also. This will be very, very, very useful for poor students. It will be useful. So that my video in YouTube, it is free, that is only for chemistry. But if you are interested, if you want for all subjects, come for Petty Daughters by paying 10,000. So thank you very much. See you again in the next chapter.